So let's get into this game, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to split. And look, you either love it or you hate it. It's map number 2 here, so these teams must have a thing or two up their sleeve. Order, their win-loss ratio on this map isn't anything to sniff at. I mean, it's 4-1, which is pretty good. 75%, I'd be quite happy with that.
I'd be quite happy with those results as well, but it could be 4-2 soon. You never know.
Yeah, you do never know. Meanwhile, Gravitas have only played this map once, and they've actually picked up.
Gotta love the Scuttle Shack there.
Amazing. But yeah, Gravitas have actually only played this map once, and they did pick up the dub. So, I don't know. It's a little bit unknown for them. Let's just see if they can come out here and surprise us all once again, Matsy.
Well, all of these series have been full of surprises, and I'm ready to wind up the Jack in the Box to see another surprise come forward today. But it looks like Gravitas is going to start off very swiftly.
You're not the best swarm grenade on the initiation there onto the B site, but who cares? They managed to penetrate, and they're going to get this spike down. The Bombot's going to do a little bit of scouting. Noz will take down Texter nice and early, who's playing Breach. Spikes will be the player who's rotated off of Cypher on to Killjoy. Meanwhile, Clutchy not on Omen. That duty is going to be over to Noz this time. And they're going to opt with Reyna, who, along with Raze, must be said, is very, very strong on this map. Wow.
Talking about strength there, looks like that is going to be a prime gaming flawless round coming through from the side of Gravitas. What play to start them off? They're looking reinvigorated there, but for how long?
We saw them do exactly this on Haven. And that just, you know, I love to see it, but it also, I'm a little bit tentative because we know just how strong Gravitas were on the first half of Haven. They need to get off to a flyer here. Let's not underestimate that because, like we saw, you give Order an inch, they're going to take a mile. You cannot let them get too far ahead, and that's exactly what happened. Gravitas, maybe, you know, they're a smart team. Maybe they've learnt their lesson. You know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Looks like Gravitas are going to be taking control of the A side at the moment. Order looking to go as a conclusive 5 unit at the moment, just waiting to see exactly where their opponents are going to come from. And just like that, one of them actually gets singled out.
So the right-click classic not being good, and Spikes is just carving them up over at the Rams area. 4 kills on the board there for Spikes. Very smoothly done there. That is another round in a row there for Gravitas and Order. They did it very, very slowly. They did it on the cheap, and now they're into their bonus round. This is where they can definitely shift the momentum. You know, the moon rises, the tide changes, Order buy guns, it all aligns. And maybe that just might put the brakes on the Gravitas train, who are taking this one exactly the same they took the previous round, because let's face it, they only lost Cloxy. Clutchy is going to buy up a Vandal, everyone else rolling out with Spectres.
It's not a bad buy to come through from them, honestly. Like, picking up the Vandal, not a bad idea for the side of Gravitas. They've at least got the other submachine guns to deal with things as well, but now Order prepared.
Oh, they are prepared. Great use of the paranoia there from Disco. Times it to perfection. Allows Dick Stacey to get themselves 3, 4. Oh, Disco reigns on their parade, but 4 kills for Dick Stacey, and now it's a Prime Gaming flawless round for Order. Just goes to show you how good of a team they are when you put some firepower in their hands. Now, Gravitas, yes, they did it on the cheap, but remember how confident they were in the first 2 rounds. Now they get to buy up. I feel like this is the first time we're going to see these 2 teams butt heads properly.
Mess with the ball and you will get the horns, kid, and I am so excited to see just how these 2 teams do clash their horns together, just going straight into the fray. But looks like the side of Gravitas not going to have anything to do with the A side anymore. Going to opt to go towards B again, and they've got 2 players they potentially need to deal with.
Yep, 2 dark covers, 1 paranoia. Lots of utility being invested here onto this B site. Tux will get 1 before Clutchy on Reyna will answer back. So it's a 1-for-1 trade, which means a 4-on-4 situation. Dick Stacey is waiting over towards the D side spawn. We can see Texter waiting with the Aftershock, ready to engage here. There are players there, so they just need to wait for the go, the in-game leader, to give them the big thumbs up. Paint Shells is actually going to go over there and do a big chunk of damage. Texter will find Clutchy, and all of a sudden Nerox just suffering a little bit, and 3 kills, quick ones on the board there for Order. Noz will answer 1 back, but The defuse is going to come through, knowing that it was in a bit of a tough spot for Noz to defend that one. No one's going to go a-hunting, and that's 2 in a row now for Order. Lots of guns removed from Gravitas. Now, this is where Gravitas really need to be careful.
They really do need to consider their options here and add the degree of caution to their play, like you were saying, because if they get ahead of themselves, like we've seen previously, then Order can just take the map away.
They can, and having a look at Gravitas here at the moment, Nerox is actually forced to buy into a Spectre there. Clutchy's going to use the Vandal, so 3 rifles, 2 SMGs on the side of Gravitas. Meanwhile, Order, after that previous round, they're still sitting pretty and just, you know, like a hedge fund account, they're just letting that interest just stack up. Their wallets are getting a bit thicker, and if they take this round, they'll be in a fantastic position. Have a look at the paint shells coming through there.
I like that kind of suppressing fire with the utility there, just keeping them locked in position, not allowing them to make those movements towards the site. Like, they're literally stuck in quarantine there, but now they have managed to break free, and they could be meeting some very dangerous moments, but looks like they are at least able to take down Autumn there.
Yeah, we do see an Empress being invested here now by Clutchy. This could be the round-changing ability here for Gravitas, but no, it's not, because Text is on the flank, and Tux is there as well, so 1 frag apiece just chunks down Gravitas to 2 remaining members. Neural Theft is going to come across as well, and all of a sudden, Cloxy and Noz just, they have to move, they have to do something, because Order, they know exactly where they are, is exactly what Cypher said. Dick Stacey plays Cypher to supreme perfection. Noz is actually going to throw out the dark cover, try and make something happen here. Will actually find Texter, and the crouch shot is good as they rotate now over to B. Oh.
Rotation not going to happen today. Dick Stacey just ready for them all, does knock them down like the Jenga tower. And now that pushes Order back into the lead there, 3 rounds to 2. At least the side of Gravitas is able to buy up a couple of rifles there. The rest of their members contemplating whether they do want to commit anything else. Looks like they are just going to go for a bit of a half buy here, or perhaps just weigh things down a notch. You see now they've toned it down to the Judge. They've got the Bulldog there, some pistols. Not really committing too much into the fray here.
They can't really afford to. It's just the sheer financial status of them at the moment is not in the greatest. Rolling Thunder actually used in defense there by Texter. That will allow Tux to have a peek around the corner. Luckily for Gravitas, they were able to get themselves into the adequate nooks and crannies, and zooming in there as Tux. We don't really see that often in Valorant. It's often a mechanic that a lot of people forget about, but it will be another 2 quick kills on the board there for Order. Make that 3 and 4, and whoa, blink and you'll miss it. Gravitas just coming down, just crashing down.
Right there.
It was like the demolition crew came in and knocked down a building, but obviously, even from the rubble, many great things can be salvaged.
Very
the
true.
side of Gravitas, we've seen that they do have power within them. They just need to tap into it again.
They do. They need to find that inner fire that they had in the first half of Haven. If they can ignite that and fuel it, wow, Order are in for another shock, but I think Order, knowing what they are up against and what could potentially come their way, they are ready for it. I mean, this isn't even Gravitas' final form. We've seen what they can do, and when they can do it, they do it well, Matzy. That's the big shocker here, is that no one was ready for what we saw and what transpired. That's a great flash there coming out from Texter, and now we'll flash around the corner again, but there is that cloudburst cover just in the nick of time, and Cloxy will find the frag.
Just like Cloxy finds the frag, looks like all the members of Order are finding frags of their own. It's all down to Noz again. This is such a difficult ordeal that Noz keeps being dealt. And just like that, Order do manage to pelt their way through another round.
They do, and if you're Noz right now, you've got to be screaming in the comms going, come on fam, what are you doing? Give me something. Don't make me clutch this one out 1v4 every single time. I'm doing this hard over here on the A site by myself, and they're all just falling over like dominoes at the moment. Gravitas, and They need to gel a lot more if they're going to be successful here, because that's what Order do extremely well. They know exactly how to play for each other. If one player's holding left, the other player's holding right. There's always eyes on every single spot, and it just comes down to the 1v1s in the end, and it's not good if it turns into a 1v4.
No, 1 versus 4, you're down to your last on that one. It's going to be a miracle if you can overcome it, but nonetheless, we do have another round on our hands, and the side of Gravitas going to start off very nicely.
Yes, Nerox with the Vandal will find 3 on the site. Now Satchel jumps on 1 HP onto this site. The Bombot is going to go out, but Cloxy will find the opposing Jet in Tux, takes him down, but Dick Stacy is on site, finds 2 headshots. The spike has gone down, but Cloxy, or Clutchy rather, is there living up to their name, and that is the first round for a long time for Gravitas. In fact, first round in 5, they managed to keep their hopes alive, and they're now within 2 of Order, but Order have got economy for days.
They have managed to invest their savings wisely on the side of Order, but if they do lose out a couple more rounds, then, well, things could get a little bit dicey for them. They could get a bit uncomfortable. Gravitas, 1 round to start things off nicely. Will they be able to take a second consecutively, though?
They'd be hoping so, that's for sure. And the more they can take, the better. But they need to understand that the game doesn't end at half-time. And I believe that's what cost them in the end. Their Nano Swarm Grenade actually going to go out in towards the Zips area. That's very, very well placed there. It would either force somebody into the open or all the way back to A. Luckily for Order, there was nobody there. And now they're just taking this one nice and slow, and it looks like they are going to be penetrating through Zips here, Gravitas. Order still waiting in the wins. A is completely open here because you've got Tux going for a flank, Matsy, with this operator in hand. Something that Gravitas need to be very, very careful of, but the thing about Split is that it's a long way from A spawn to anywhere else.
It is a long journey ahead of them, but looks like they're ready to take the steps to go on that journey, and the A side is open for the taking, honestly. Like, all that they've got between them right now is Texter.
Texter manages to find Noz, but Cloxy is there and waiting, and basically clocks the opposing player. Great work there from Tux with that operator who just had to abandon their adventure over towards the spawn. And here we go. This is the Killjoy ult that we were talking about. We can see the Neural Theft coming in as well. So that turret being dealt with. The Showstopper from Autumn actually comes in good. And 3 quick kills on the board there for Gravitas. Leaves it down to 2 remaining members. Tux just should have kept the operator out and will fall. So Gravitas 2 rounds in a row now. They are still coming strong.
Starting to bolster their strength, and I really like what I'm seeing from them. Like, they had the initial flare, then they slowed down a bit, but now they're starting to pick it up again, and this is exactly what they need to be doing. They need to start to even things out towards the later stages of the half, or even they might be able to edge their way over Order. There's a lot of possibilities, and they're starting to make things work for themselves.
They've shown that they can do it, Matsy. That's what's triggering me here, is that Gravitas know that they can come over the top of Order and dominate. They just need to believe in themselves. I know how that sounds, and like, Gravitas, it's been proven. It's not just a pipe dream. They know exactly how to do it, what they need to do. It's just the execution. When you've got someone like Dick Stacy locking down this B bomb site, it's really, really hard for you to penetrate. And Tux still has this operator in hand. I'm telling you, the Bank of Order is ahead of Wall Street at the moment. It is the king. But 2 quick ones on the board there for Gravitas. Just turn the tide a little bit. Nerox is just carving them up there, and in comes Disco now. Autumn finds a frag too, so it's a 2-on-2 situation all of a sudden, Matsy, as the spike goes down at A.
Luckily for the side of Gravitas, they were able to get the spike down. Oh my gosh, Disco. Ooh, that's a bit close for comfort, if you ask me.
Actually going to use from the shadows onto the site there. Just a bit of information gathering. Didn't really spot too much. Paranoia is a complete whiff, and Gravitas just outplaying Order there. They've leveled it up now, 3 rounds in a row. This is good. You know, every journey starts with a single step, and at the moment, Gravitas are taking strides because Order, all of a sudden, just looking a little bit shaky in terms of economy. 1 more round, and they'll be bankrupt.
They definitely need to consider exactly how they want to approach this round. As you said, they could be bankrupted as a result of this, and that's not how you want to go out on the potential last round of the half after this one. Like, it's this one and the next one. That's it. If Gravitas take this, I'd argue that they definitely could be in contention to take 7-5.
Yeah, you don't want to be coming into the final round of the half on an eco because it's basically a free round for the opposing team. But Leah actually goes out and Tuck's in a bad position, has to dash away and does so with full armor in play. There's a few red bodies over towards the B site, and here come Order. All of a sudden, the momentum is back in their favor. 2 frags on the board, Cloxy half HP, Rolling Thunder gonna light up all of mid and send a couple players into orbit. There's no follow-up from Order, so it's a bit of a zoning ult more than anything else. Autumn taking up a good position, having a look over at Zips, see if anybody's afoot. The answer is no, but the dark cover now comes across and covers them, and 2 Gravitas members, or 1 Gravitas member, just gonna waddle on by. Or are they? Rayan are actually coming back. Now Clutchy could find the frag here. Yes! Empress is in. This is good. 2 quick ones for Gravitas now. Cloxy on 1 HP. Needs to be careful. Empress is strong, but Dick Stacy is stronger. 2 frags on the board, and now Noz, the last remaining member of Gravitas, has to clutch it out against 2, Tux and Disco.
30 seconds left.
1 on 2, it's possible. Whether they'll be able to single out at least one of them, though, is... Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Wow. The timing on that. Tarks was trained on that position. This actually could open things up for Noz, but they're going to need to single out Disco. This is so difficult.
Left.
Can they do this, Kit?
If Noz gets this frag, I think they're in with a fantastic shot. The plant is now going, and there's waiting Disco. Or just baited out Noz there, who had to commit to the plant. But that is another round for Order, and they've hit their pass score for the half here, but you would argue on split that, you know, they could, depending on who you ask, need a few more rounds on the board.
I agree with your thinking there, because the more rounds that you get on the board, then the better off you are.
Yeah.
Or at least you'd think so, but after the last game, who knows? But we do have one more round in the half here. Order on 6, Gravitas on a 5. Will they be able to climb their way up, even things out, 6-6 closing out the half, or will Order be able to stay on top and make that gap 2 rounds?
Well, they need to here, you would argue, on split, because, look, Gravitas, maybe they're a defending team. That's what they showed us on Bind. And maybe they're exactly the same style of gameplay here on split. Disco, could have had 2 served up there, but was just not peaking at the right times, and now the rotation is going to come through. They made a lot of noise at Zips, and now Gravitas shaping over towards the B site, so this is pretty good here. Tux will find a frag on rotation. Autumn actually going to catch Noz just sleeping a little bit there, and Clutchy answers it back.
A great response was formulated, and actually Clutchy just continuing to knock down the players on Order, evening things up a little bit. Only 1 player advantage on their side now, but they do have control of the spike, and if they want to take that one back, they're going to have to do it now or never, because they only have 35 seconds to go.
Oh, the aftershock would have had them there too. Texter knows that there's 1 player over towards Zips. The comms are going to go out. Tux, Texter, Disco combining it will be Disco finding the final frag. Clutchy just unable to clutch it out. And it is 7-5 as we go into the half here. Order, not the largest lead in the world. Gravitas still definitely in with a chance. Now that we hit the pistol rounds, it's their turn to take charge.
It is their turn to take the torch. Will they be able to take the torch and lead the charge? That is up for questioning at the moment. Gravitas, they've shown that they are capable, as we've seen. But at the same time, Order is also equally as capable.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Order, very, very strong team. And if you give them too much breathing room, you're going to run out of oxygen. That's what Gravitas really need to be careful of here. They need this pistol round. This is a pivotal round on the board that needs to be taken right now here for Gravitas. They are a defending team. If Bind tells us anything, that's exactly what we read into. Order, now that they're on attack, need to utilize their utility efficiently. They've only got 1 dark cover, 1 cloud burst. They need to be very, very choosy at how they use it.
I like how Order, they're creeping their way towards B at the moment. They're not committing just yet because they're aware that maybe there could be some players laying away in the alley. They could activate a trap here, you'd think.
Speaking of traps, the cage will go out now, and oh no, not like this. Cloxy just ran into Dick Stacy, who runs out of ammo. No! Noz with the 3k on the board before the Bombot takes them down. It's a 1-on-2 situation now. It's all up to Disco. The spike has been dropped in the D side elbow, and that is a good frag there for Disco, who runs into Clutchy, who is letting them know about it as well. Look at the elation on this player. That's a first round of the half going to Gravitas.
Great way to kick things off. This is definitely what they need to even up the score. Being able to take that pistol round, you'd think that they're going to be able to take the second one as well, unless Order might be able to take something out of the woodwork, perhaps formulate some kind of strategy. There's definitely those possibilities that they could bring to the table here, but I feel like Gravitas, they might be able to think this one through and work together to pull through.
Yeah, they could come out with a Playzilla thrifty round, and who knows, that could definitely turn the tide here. Order can do it, but Gravitas has got the manpower, the firepower, everything going their way at the moment as Clutchy opens up and will take down Texter to start things off. The judge in play as well just sends Tux back to the spawn, and Autumn will find Spikesy got a little bit aggressive, picks up the gun, but it's all bait in the end there as Cloxy finds 3. Easy clap for Gravitas in that round. Order, I think they were more than happy to have that one done and dusted.
Yeah, that's going to be round over, as you said. They just want to get through it so they can push through to the bonus round, have the real weapons at their disposal. Then they get back in their playground, and they are the kings.
It's very, very true. Remember, it's only, a 4-to-1 win-loss ratio at the moment here for Order. So 75% they're rolling out with here. And if the stats tell us anything, it's that they should take this map out. But Gravitas, if we want to talk percentages, they got a 100% win on this map. Played one game, got one win. Got to be happy with that. Not quitting while they're ahead, though, because they are going up against an absolute titan here. It's 7-7, still anybody's game. Bonus round for Order. What are they going to do, Matsy?
I like how they continue to aggress their way towards information. They just keep going. Nobody can really put the brakes on them because they just keep charging ahead. They just hold down W, get as much information as possible, then they play around it.
Looks like Sewers is going to be where Order are strolling on through, just getting their boots a little bit wet as they go up the zip lines, and now they're going to go around towards A, but it's being read pretty well there by Noz, who throws out the dark cover, but this could work in Order's favor here. Noz, though, in a good position. We saw Jax carve them up from this exact position. 2 headshots for Noz, Spectre in hand, hunting for the third, but there is Disco with the Vandal, so great work there. Nobody checks that corner, Matsy.
It honestly is beyond me why they don't. I mean, you see the amount of deadly force that can be brought from that angle. And it's as you said, you need to be checking your corners because otherwise it's just going to come back to hurt you.
Exactly right. Now the Bombot going to go out here from Autumn. Going to bounce that one around the... Ooh, not quite getting in the position that it hoped for, but information gathering was done. Oh, Ray's jumping in onto the site. The rescue team engages, but Autumn is there, finds 2. Ooh, and there is Cloxy, though. And that's another round on the board there. They took the bonus round off of Order, Matsy. We've got a game on our hands.
We certainly do, and I am loving every moment of it. Gravitas managed to pull ahead again. This is a very different game than what we saw before, and I reckon this one could honestly go all the way to overtime if they keep going so back and forward like this.
Ooh, don't jinx it, my man. Do not jinx it. We see Order now going for a power pistol semi-buy. No, it will be just the pistols with 1 Spectre in play, it looks like, from Tux. So maybe trying to get up all in the grill of the opposition here. We might see some very swift dashes. We could see a fast engage here. Tux actually shaping up towards the mid area from the sewers. There it is, the quick dash over towards the upper area, and the nano swarm's actually going to be triggered there. Tux needs to be careful because they haven't been able to see past their face for about 5 minutes now. And it will actually be the turret kill from Spikes, getting the frag on the board there. But pistols in hand, 2 frags for Order.
Great way to start the round off, especially when you are on the back foot with the pistols there. But looks like they still are going to be able to find some form of success, getting a lot of kills. Looks like the side of Gravitas do manage to dismantle them though. 9 rounds on the board. Order. Great that they were able to pick up 2. Any more than that would have honestly been a bonus.
It would have been, and now they get the chance to buy back in. They cannot slip up here, or otherwise it's going to be a very, very tall order for them to come back over the top here.
Well, I think their order's up, kid, but we do have another round on our hands here. The side of Order ready to rumble with all of their rifles at their disposal. Looks like Gravitas has a few of their own. Nerok's actually opting for the Judge, though. I like this. They can definitely put their ultimate to use with that one, and I'm curious to see if they're going to opt for that approach in this round.
Well, the amount of times that there have been nano grenades in this exact spot, it's amazing that Order still continue to progress every single time. They managed to Lear one out. It's 9-7 on the scoreboard. And now they could actually initiate on this site, but the spike is all the way over at A. So just trying to make a little bit of noise at the moment is Tux and Disco over towards the B site. They can actually get the plant on there if they do so desire. Autumn will get the frag onto Spikes, but Clutchy answers one back onto Tux. So Autumn is in the garage area, just, you know, working on the car, managing to pick up 2 kills in the process. 3 versus 4 situation now, Matsy.
Gravitas is still definitely capable of making things happen, but the more members they lose, the lesser their chances become. Nerox only has the Judge available, has their ultimate. Maybe not the best choice to use it at this point, though. Like, they need to at least find 1 kill, then it can be possible for them.
Judge is in play, but they didn't check the right-hand side, and from on high, it will be Texter finding the frag. So it's up to Noz now, who, look, poor Noz has done this the hard yards for the majority of the game here. Let's be real. They've had to 1v4, 1v5 several times, and this time they try their luck, but Autumn is there and waiting. And that will be another round on the board for Order. So they answer one back. They needed that, or otherwise they would have started to hemorrhage money, and it could have just been a Gravitas snowball. But Order still keep their hopes alive, their bank very chunky, and their dreams afloat.
And hopefully there's no holes in their dreams, otherwise they will start to sink like a ship. But they still do press on for the moment. They've got the Dream Catcher to keep them at bay. The side of Gravitas are going to be able to buy up pretty decently. The only one suffering there is going to be Spikes onto the Stinger, but the side of Order continuing to look healthy.
They are, and meanwhile, Gravitas, they're not looking too shabby either. Like you mentioned, there is only that Stinger, but that could be, you know, that could be useful at a close range. Stinger's fire rate is actually very, very strong, and, you know, on a head, that can definitely get you that win, that 1v1 win as the Lear goes out. Now, Empress has actually been committed here by Clutchy. They need to make this work. It lasts a very, very long time, does this ultimate, but, you know, if you don't do anything with it, then it's going to be all she wrote. So it's 9-8, still a 5-on-5 situation, and I think that was just a little bit premature there from Clutchy in terms of committing that ultimate, because nobody knows where Order is. You got 2 members still over at the A-side spawn. Tux is over in Zips. They're not really playing as a unit here at the moment, opting more for the split approach. I suppose it is split the map, so why would you not do something like that? Now the flash going over towards the ramps area at A, and Noz will find the frag onto Dick Stacy, but Tux coming from the zipline area will actually answer it back.
It's great to see this delayed approach from Order. Like, they tried it on the previous map as well, and it definitely netted them some success.
Rolling Thunder goes in, and we've got the Showstopper in retaliation, but Autumn is there, so they trade him up 1-for-1 as Clutchy finds a frag as well. So it's a 3-on-2 situation now. Spikes and Clutchy, the last remaining members here for Gravitas. The Spike going to go down for Order. We see the Showstopper going out, but there's Clutchy finding one. Texter, rather, finds another one, and Wake that 2 for their troubles. Order desperately needed that one. They've leveled it up now at 9 apiece, and Gravitas just getting a bit too close for Order's comfort, I would think, Matsy.
Yeah, definitely making them uncomfortable at the moment, and Order won't have a word of it. They do want to take that lead back for their own, and they definitely have the building blocks available to push their way towards that outcome, but Gravitas, they're definitely a formidable force. Like, they've surprised us in the first map, and now they're continuing to do so. They're really taking it to Order.
They definitely are, and even though they're doing it a little bit tough now, Gravitas, we do have a Bucky, a Judge, and 3 rifles. That's a great start as Clutchy takes down Tux, who just got a little bit too greedy, and flick of the wrist there from Texter, managing to find Cloxy. So they've answered one back. Cybercage going to go over towards the zipline area where there are, in fact, 2 members of Gravitas waiting. Normally, you only see 1 member committed there, but Dick Stacey knows what's what and manages to find the frag.
Great to see that they are able to locate them. It's an even Stevens engagement at the moment, but with the neural theft, that definitely does give them an edge. Order know now that there is going to be a couple of players towards that site, going to be able to press their way forward because they saw them on the back foot there, opting for the retreat. And you see they're forcing them into a corner here. They are not letting them any movement towards this site at all.
Yeah, but in that corner is Clutchy. And Clutchy knows what's good, and defending Killjoy actually going to throw down the lockdown now, so that plant could actually work against the side of Order here. They're already doing it tough with a 1-player disadvantage. No players to tame. We're going to see the fault line go out. That's a good frag there from Disco. Looks for the second, but Noz is there and waiting. Texter now getting a decent flank on here, and nearly had it, but Noz is actually going to come in clutch, and a good defuse coming through in the end there. So Gravitas now move into double digits. Order all of a sudden, they're starting to panic a little bit.
Definitely getting a bit shakier as the games go on. I feel like it's a battle of endurance, and maybe Gravitas just have a little bit more energy at the moment.
Maybe. I think Order just maybe getting a little bit complacent like Gravitas were in the previous game. And look, they squandered something like a 6 or 7 round lead, and Order came back. But at the moment, Order just thinking, oh, you know what? We found our footing. We'll be right. We'll come over the top here. But nah, Gravitas, they are not going down without throwing a few haymakers of their own as we get into this next round. It's 10-9 on the scoreboard. Still cannot split who would take it.
It's all up in the air at this point. Like, either side is more than capable of getting the job done. Order, they're trying to bait them out with the utility, and I like that they're trying to really, like, fake them out like that. They're trying to make them waste the utility of their own, but Gravitas, they're holding their ground. They are remaining calm. They know that Order is trying to play mind games with them, and you see, they are ready for whatever they throw at them.
Yeah, Gravitas definitely will not be fooled, as Autumn takes a little bit of spray damage over towards the garage area. Now, taking this one nice and slow here at Order. There's just sub 1 minute remaining in this round, and it looks like they're shaping up over towards the A site, as Tux, meanwhile, over in mid, has a lot to think about. Do they peek Zips? Do they peek Heaven? It looks like they're going to make a bit of noise at B.
Noise is going to be there. Tux trying to push through the mail room again. They always try and push through middle, through that angle, and Tux is actually doing a great job at keeping them distracted, but Noz still there towards A.
Yeah, so Tux is just playing the faker game at the moment, but it is all Gravitas at this point in time. Paint shells are going to go in over towards the upper area. That's another one from Clutchy, finds Dick Stacey. Autumn will get one before being dispatched, but here comes Tux on 30 HP, finds one, needs to be careful or he's going to get timed out. Yes, Spikes will actually find the frag, and Gravitas now, that's a good round for them to win. That is momentum boosting. We saw the Empress committed as well. Nerox is going to get this diffuse, and now Gravitas move to 11.
Wow. This is good.
Yeah.
Like, this is great for Gravitas at this point, Kit. Like, they keep finding the weaknesses in Order's offense, and they keep using them against them. Order think that they're playing their game, but they are playing Gravitas's game right now.
That's it. I mean, Gravitas, 100% win-loss rate on this map. They've played it once. They've got the win. It's looking like that's about to be 2-0 at the moment. Unfortunately for Order, They have lost this map one time already, but here comes Tux leading the charge here, but gets clapped by Clutchy. Waiting at the ramps area. There will be no Blade Flurry here on the A site today. That is big, big stuff. And now the Bulldog in play, but Disco finds two back. It's a 3-on-3.
A great response to come through from Order there. That is exactly the moment they needed it as well. And you look at this. They don't even want to commit towards this. Like, they realize that the side of Gravitas are going to be going for the rotation there. Now, they've just done a complete, 180. They're pushing towards B here.
Yeah, from the shadows being utilized as well. Now the rotation is going to come through from Gravitas in retaliation, but the only problem with that is that the rest of Order are still lagging behind. Fault line actually going to go out, and all of the utility will be cleared. We've got a Blade Storm, committed by Cloxy, and just waiting in the winds over on the D side spawn. It's 11-9, a lot riding on this round. It's 3-on-3, still anybody can take it. Aftershock is there, narrowly avoided, and you'd think that Texter would believe that that just may be cleared now. The dash through onto the side, but the Bulldog is there. Disco finds one, can't get the second one because Noz is there, and it's now 2-on-2, and now it's a 1-on-1. Texter going up against Spikes. Spikes is gonna take it, and Gravitas move to match point.
Oh my gosh. The end of that round was so crucial. You saw the turret actually dished out some damage towards Texter and actually messed with their movement. They weren't able to move as freely as you normally would, and that just supported Gravitas to push them to map point.
Oh, this is big, big stuff, but luckily for Order, they still have some money to play with. They're throwing everything that they have at this round, and why wouldn't you? This could be do or die from them at the moment. We've got rifle buy-ups right across the board. Tux really hasn't had a chance to spread their wings with that operator that we know and love from them. Dick Stacey, meanwhile, just doing it tough also. So let's see what Order can do here. If they have an answer for Gravitas, because at the moment, the answer is no. One more round will see Gravitas take this to a map 3.
They can't afford to make any more mistakes at this point, Kit. It's now or never for the side of Order. They don't have the ultimates that they desperately need. They're going to have to go through this head first.
And they do exactly that courtesy of a Tux Cloudburst and Dash, and they find the frag. It's the big one. It's Noz, who's playing out of their head here on Split, but Nerox answers one back and takes down Disco. So now it's a 4-on-4 situation. Spike goes downski on the A site. Dick Stacey just waiting at ramps. Tux is there as well, not really covering anything watching that angle. Maybe just needs to rethink and provide something for the team. Autumn there is waiting. We'll find one. It's a Jet dashing through on the site. Will actually collect a frag, but 2 kills for the side of Gravitas. Another one answered back. It's the 2-on-2 situation now. Nail-biting stuff here that we are seeing here on Split. Who will it be? Nerox and Spikes, or Texter and Tux? Texter manages to find Spikes. They're not down and out yet. The fake defuse comes through, and it will be Order, keeping their hopes alive for now. They now move into double digits, but it is still 2 map points for Gravitas.
They are so close to taking this one, Kit. Order, they need to continue to really take it to them. They need to never let up, because if they do, even for a millisecond to Gravitas, that's all they need.
That is exactly right. And now Gravitas just feeling the weight of that a little bit. We've got 2 judges on the side of Grav. Where do you think they're going to be holding?
Potentially could place some of them towards the middle angle. Looks like one of them is going to be holding towards the A ramp. The other one more placed towards the B side, and it actually could find some use now.
Oh, no way. Tux actually manages to find the frag, and Texter in there as well gets clutchy. We see a blind showstopper not really pick up anything there. We've seen it, come up trumps a few times getting a frag, but that time it was not to be. Now we can see the flash coming through. Nerox is just eating them. Can't really do much about that. Judges around the corner will actually find Autumn. This is a very powerful gun at close range, but will palm it off for a Vandal. The camera will actually spot them. The dart did miss. Dick Stacey cops a paranoia. Has to sit back and wait. Oh no, Tux misses one. Knows there's another player there. Will find the second one. Order are still in this. The defuse is coming through from Noz, but gets taken down. And Order claw it back. If they take this round, we go to overtime. If Gravitas take it, we go to map 3. I cannot wait.
This is a battle for the ages right now, Kit. And you see Gravitas, they're going to be bringing the judges again. They just keep buying whatever they can at this point. They just want to end this. They want the pain to be over. Make it stop, Kit.
Oh, no. They have to, though, Matty. They have to. If they don't win this, we're going to overtime. Scrape the bottom of the barrels, break the piggy bank, get the loans, ask your neighbors. Hold a bake store. I don't know. Do something to get this money coming your way at the moment. We've seen a judge now from Nerox, a judge from Spikes, Bulldog from Noz, Clutchy and Cloxy with SMGs. Power firmly in the hands of Order at the moment, but with those select guns, Gravitas can really make something happen here. They do a fantastic job of holding their corners. That's exactly what we're seeing here. Tux needs to check him. We'll find one, so an advantage over to Order to start things off. They know that there's a player there. Flick of the wrist is good. The kill feed is all Order, and Gravitas all of a sudden is struggling. Nerox, though, is not done yet. We'll answer one back with the judge. There's 3 full HP members of Order and Tux as well on about 30. Needs to be careful. There's one over there. Spikes cannot make it work. That is the downside of the judge. At range, it is useless. And now from the A side, they cannot make it work. We're going to overtime, Matsy.
Wow, what a game this has been, and Order push their way back. It is overtime. This is prime time right now, Kit Fox. It is all up in the air. Will Gravitas be able to come back from this one, or will Order do it again?
Oh my gosh. I just don't know. Don't make me choose, man. I can't. I just absolutely can't. Order have got the wind in their sails at the moment. Now they go over to defense. We're going to switch back Gravitas over to attack, just to shake things up a little bit. It's a long tick down before this round initiates, and why wouldn't it be? There's so much riding on this. OCE First Strike is absolutely delivering, and it's only the quarterfinals, the winner of this going through to the semis. And wow, there's so much riding on this. Teams are playing out of their absolute minds. Gravitas are just... They are on fire, but Order, they are the firemen. They're the extinguishers in hand, and Autumn douses Clutchy's flame.
A great start to a very important round for both of these teams. You want to get any advantage you possibly can, and Order have managed to secure that. Gravitas now opting for a similar approach to what Order's brought forward in the past, opting to swing their efforts over to another part of the map, just thinking about whether they can find another opening, try and find a weakness that could be available.
There's a bit of utility coming the way of Disco, but throws some out in retaliation. That's good for Gravitas, because that means they can reposition themselves. Disco is waiting there. They haven't really pulled the trigger on a full engage here. That's a great frag there from Disco, though. Little do they know there's another member there. Texter manages to find one, but Nerox is there waiting. There's 2 members of Gravitas remaining, but Disco manages to drop the spike on its head. Huge stuff here from Order, just stepping up when they need to. There's 1 remaining member, it's Cloxy, and just does not have a hope in hell against 4 Order members. They take the round, and Order are on match point. Can you believe it, Matsy?
I can't believe what we are seeing right now. It seems the time has run out for the side of Gravitas. It is now or never. They don't have a spare moment to think. It's either they sink or swim. Which will they do?
They're back over to defense now. Gravitas and Order are going to have to initiate here. We're ticking down. They're shaping up over towards sewers, hoping to get one of those cheeky picks, but Gravitas aren't giving them an inch. They're not putting a member zips. They're not putting a member over in B heaven just yet. Cyber Cage goes out. We're going to see the camera in there as well, just to see what it can see. Clutchy waiting with the Leer. This could be big if they peek it. The opening frag here will be the tell-all, and there it is. Cloxy not checking the corner, takes down Tux. So Gravitas with the advantage. Flashpoint coming through, though. Still doable for Order, but they're doing it now with a man down.
Great to use that off angle there for the side of Gravitas, now finding the early success, just like the side of Order did previously. You need to secure those kills early. Taking out a member like Tux, that is a key fragger for the side of Order, but they still have plenty more available to them.
They definitely do. The skill is extremely deep here, and that's a frag on the board for Dick Stacey, but Noz, who is playing absolutely amazingly, finds two, and Clutchy gets on the board as well. Gravitas still in this one. Dick Stacey falls. Gravitas are going to take this round. Double overtime.
Here we go again, kid. 13-13. Both these teams so eager to try and close this one out. Gravitas do not want to go down and out without a fight. They want to go all the way to map number 3.
Yes, and they do not want to go home. That is one thing for certain. So the Gravitas will be on attack now. Order on defense. 13-13, double overtime, second best of 3 here. Quarterfinal time here in First Strike. Would not have it any other way alongside you, Matzy. Here we go. Gravitas engage in mid. Try a wallbang over towards the zip lines. There's nobody from Order waiting, but there could be a potential rotation from Autumn here on Raze.
I like Autumn's position here because the side of Gravitas, they're weighing up their options. Do they push their way through the middle vent, perhaps towards the ropes, or do they go through the mailroom towards B? Looks like mailroom's going to be the option here. They do have a few traps to deal with towards this B site, and Tux laying very closely.
Paranoia actually catching them out there, not expecting it in the slightest. Dick Stacey is there, has a blind spray, cops a lot of damage for their troubles, needs to find something. Something has to go the way of Order here because Tux has fallen. It's a 4-on-5 situation. The spike now gonna go down. They push through, one frag, or they almost line up there, but here comes Disco. Noz is waiting. Dick Stacey applies the brakes, but that's a round on the board here for Gravitas. And they are now on map point, Matzy. This one is going down to the wire.
Match point.
We go on. We press all the way into this one. We are going straight down the rabbit hole. When does it end, Kit Fox?
Well, it ends when a team gets 2 rounds ahead, Matzy, if you want the logical answer to that question. Order need to win this round or we go to map 3. Gravitas, they cannot afford to slip up here. They need to hold on to this with dear life. The entry frag is going to be key. What will Order do? They are on attack. They need to make this one work. Nobody expected Gravitas to take that round on attack, I think. They just outclassed Order, which nobody saw coming, not even Order themselves. Gravitas, they can do it. They've just got to believe here. And it's a slow start here for Order.
There.
They're taking the slow and steady wins the race approach, but now they've hit the accelerator.
No, Tux tries it but fails, but they pay for it with the life of Nerox. The Lear is in there. Noz again. Player of the match so far, it must be said. Texter is in on that side, going to throw the aftershock out there, forcing the rotation from Noz, but here comes Cloxy. Texter is there. Oh, the 2K for Texter is good. That is huge stuff there, and Order bring it back. Triple overtime, baby.
Here we go again. It is just like Avant and Legacy. It's happening again, Kid Fox.
I'm ready. Give it to me. Give it to me. Order, they need to step up here. Gravitas, that's going to be... That's winded him a little bit, it must be said. Noz is doing it so well here. 24 and 21, but look, everybody else is not far behind. Noz is just getting these clutch plays. Meanwhile, on the side of Order, again, it's so close here. Tactical pause coming through. Can you believe it, Matzy? What are we seeing here?
Chaos, Kid Fox. This is absolute chaos, and a tactical pause at a time like this is perfect timing because you need to be able to really think things through logically at a time like this. These are the moments where you can calm yourself down, because if you go into this with a bit too much flame in your step, then you could be caught.
You can be caught, and it's exactly what's happened to Tux. You know, Tux loves a good dash onto that A site, and it either pays dividends or it does not. That time it didn't, and Order were lucky to get the win on the board there. But 2 kills for Disco to start things off. Great work here. But Clutchy is there to answer one back, and they chase. Now the paint shells will actually catch Disco, so all of a sudden those 2 quick kills from Disco are basically null and void because we're just trading kills up here. Here comes Clutchy. It's all up to Tux now to take this one. Nerox and Clutchy are alive, and now they're getting a rotation on, making a lot of noise from Zips over towards B, and giving chase is Tux.
Tuck's opting to take their time with it a bit. They know that the spike isn't going to be down yet, and even if it does go down, they can
Planted.
think about how they want to go for this one, because the side of Gravitas, they don't know where they're going to be approaching this one from. I like how they've planted for themselves towards that alleyway. They have the crossfire set up as well, so Tux really needs to make a solid effort to try and single them out one by one, because if they peak together, then that's going to be a lot of stormy weather that they have to deal with.
I like this from Tux. This is the best approach that they can take here. One member's not looking there. There it is. It's going to be one frag. The showstopper, though, dashes through the showstopper. Oh, Tux! Oh, nearly had it. The play was there, but Gravitas take the advantage. Oh, big brain stuff there from the Order Jet. Half the people in this building just fell off their chair. Tux just could not make it work, and Gravitas once again are on map point.
Oh my gosh, Kid Fox, they just don't let up. They just never run out of steam. It is endless. I love this energy that is coming through from both of these teams right now. They are showing that they are powerhouses, and they are just bringing out the fire.
Most definitely. Gravitas now on defense. You would argue that this is probably their best shot to round this one out. Order are on attack. This is big stuff here. There's just pre-fire coming through. Is Tux going to try it again? Yes, the dash comes through, but there's nano swarm grenades as well as the turret. Dick Stacey will find the first frag there onto spikes. Lots of utility, but good paint shells coming through, courtesy of Rays on the side of Gravitas. Nerox chunking Order down. Dick Stacey to about half HP. Texter needs to be careful. Throws out the aftershock. The spike is going to go down at A. Now it's going to force a retake here from Gravitas, who find 2 frags on retake entry. Nerox and Clutchy getting themselves on the board. Tux is there, finds one, knows that there's a member down long. Will find them through the paranoia, and that's all they could do there in the end. Nerox, manages to kill Autumn. It's 1-on-1. Nerox and Texter. Texter and Nerox just, showstopper! Oh, he's whipped it completely! Oh no, Nerox! What have you done? Texter now can clean up, but Nerox has taken it, and Gravitas are sending us to a map 3. Easy defuse in the end there. Nerox almost whiffed that completely. But here we go, Matsy, in triple overtime. It is Gravitas that come out with the victory. Get around it. You good? What a game!
I can't believe what's just happened.
I thought for sure after that whiffed showstopper that Noz just dropped the ball. Texter just couldn't convert it. Noz way too strong. Wow. What a game. Gravitas have taken us to a map 3. Can you believe it? It's 10 o'clock on a Saturday night and we are still in this. Surely there are some huge plays to look at. Surely.
Oh, I'm definitely certain there's going to be huge plays after that one. Like, you think we're playing Valorant and then we get a result of 16-14.
Yeah.
Like, what on earth?
What is happening? Let's have a look at these map highlights courtesy of Prime Gaming. Lord knows there's going to be quite a few of them. Have a look at Spikes. Just carve them up here like a Thanksgiving turkey. And here Noz in this great position, just no one checking the corners. And that is going to be easy frags in the end there. Tux, this was a good one here on the head of Clutchy. And then another one around the corner. This was all Order this round, but Gravitas sending us to a map 3. I cannot believe what is transpiring before us. I don't think anybody expected Gravitas to take a map off of Order, and here we go. This was enormous. Dashes through the 180, and somehow Tux couldn't convert that frag. Not sure what we just witnessed, but damn, it was well done there by Gravitas, and Order just unable to close it out when it mattered.
Honestly, that play that came through when Tux somehow dodged the showstopper and still barely didn't manage to get that kill, that is devastating. It completely baffles me how that didn't happen.
I know, but wow. I can't believe what just happened. I don't think anybody at home can believe what just happened. I know you can't believe what just happened, nor anybody else here, but we need to compose ourselves and do what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a very short break because you do not want to miss map number 3 coming at you between Order and Gravitas right on the other side of this break.